I think this is true of everybody, but definitely coming from a European background, I'm always being told by my parents, grandparents, etc., buy property, buy property, buy property. And when you ask them why, because they're usually quite anti-stock, right? And they're looking at property. And when you kind of ask them why, because property always makes money. That's the mantra that a lot of people have. It always takes those gains of the market. Is that true? And if that is true, why exactly is that?
Look, I think, there's a little known fact that the media doesn't talk about, and that is that real estate takes much of the gains financially that society makes.
Okay.
And look, I'll give you, I think, sometimes examples are best demonstrated by extremes. If we take a look at tech billionaire Mike Cannon-Brookes, and you might have heard of him. He was one of the co-founders of Atlassian, billionaire. And back in 2018, he spent $100 million on what was at that time the most expensive
I remember
home.
this was in the paper.
That's right. It was harbour frontage, Sydney Harbour. Was previously owned by the Fairfax family. And if you actually, if you think about what actually occurred, so what happened there? A man made a fortune out of an industry outside of real estate. Now, that happened to be tech, but it could have been, fast food. It could have been crypto. It could have been mining. It could have been anything. And what did he do? He took a large part of his winnings and he took that off the table and he went and spent a record amount of money on a piece of real estate in one of the nicest parts of the country. So really what we see is that as people get wealthier, they're prepared to pay more money to live in the best locations in the country. So what we see is that much of society's wealth or gains end up getting capitalised into real estate according to the best location.
Yes.
And you might say, well, look, that's an extreme example. That kind of happens I can see that example, how that worked for Mike Cannon-Brookes. What about for the average guy? Well, if you take a man that owns a barbecue chicken shop in the western suburbs of Sydney, and let's say, it's a famous barbecue chicken shop, he runs a really, really successful business and he does really well. Well, what does he do with his profits? Well, he takes a chunk of that, and most likely what he's going to do is he's going to go and upgrade his home. He's going to buy in the best location in the suburb or in the precinct or in the area. He still wants to live close to work, but he's going to upgrade his home and he's going to take a whole bunch of those winnings that he's made. He's going to take them off the table and he's going to buy the greatest piece of real estate that he can afford within his particular area. So what we see over and over, and this works all the way down the food chain, is that much of society's financial gains end up capitalised into real estate, particularly land prices. And that's why we like to say that that real estate or land takes all the gains.
Simon, we could also go further with that, can't we? About what's going to happen with the changes to taxation. When we're getting a discount on our tax rate.
Yeah.
How do you think that will?
Well, look,
affect property prices?
Obviously we're expecting some. Well, there are some changes to. We all got a tax cut as on the 1st of July, and really what we see and the research that's been done is that additional money that people have as part of their wage will be, that will turn up in their serviceability calculation with their mortgage broker or their funder.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be, once again, you'll see that effectively factored into real estate prices over the next 6 to 12 months, and they will rise as a consequence of that additional money that we've been given as part of our tax cuts.
Yeah.
Stamp duty, concessions, first homeowners grants.
Yeah.
That is all capitalised into property prices, isn't it?
That's right.
Even the great wealth transfer that we'll sooner or later see, a lot of that wealth is in property that's being transferred to other people.
That's right.
How are they going to utilize that? What are they going to do? So many people that haven't tapped into the equity that they currently have, using that to buy other properties. It's it's a bit of a self-perpetuating machine.
Well, it is.
Isn't it?
They'll sell the family home. They might sell the parents' investment properties. They'll divide that amongst the siblings, and then a lot of them will actually choose to upgrade their homes.
That's right. Yeah.
So, once again, real estate takes the land price in the most desirable areas, takes the gains.